So we do frustration together. Namo Omo namo mento shiri namo so shiri namo dharma shiri so Omo namo mento shiri namo so shiri namo dharma shiri so Omo namo mento shiri namo so shiri namo dharma shiri so Omo namo mento shiri namo so shiri
By acknowledging our Noa people, traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, and pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. We extend our respects to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
Me awo waje zeje za ji wo ben za ri ji a wo ji ja ri gu yu ji gu re ja bo re ra sha lu ba bo lo zang bo le no ba la je ja dan le da le ba nga ya da nga ya she yu de da lam je ro da me nian da ta Rinpoche re o ba sam je shin de je yo ba ma me lo Rinpoche no bo Rinpoche zo mo Rinpoche lo bo Rinpoche lang bo Rinpoche da jo Rinpoche ma be de je ba ye bo ba je Gara ma, mendo ma, debe ma, naze ma, deja ma, nye ma, dawa, rinpo je, de, jole, namba, jeve, ja. Uzo la da mi, bejo, bezo, zoba, ma, zawa, me ba, sa, je, ye, do, wa, de, da, de, jen, zao. Jubara jebe bande lama tamba namda jebara doya lama lozan do je jan lozan do je jan jembe la zo goda deba namla shinga be je wa jembe sunje zamo je Oh no 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 I do je do do je zo shene jang da zo lo man jo nam je da da chen be go ne jin ye la do zo jo je do chama re ra le je nye de je ba de zai ye je do me de bo wa ye do Namayana Shela Shebara Nama Kala lo ma lo to say thank you. I began to shawa Mandala Gamneya Daya me. Yeah, so refresh refuge in Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha, then generate or reconstruct the right motivation best to uh, generate altruistic motivation, great compassionate motivation, in order to make entire one's existence most beneficial for rest of the numberless sentient beings, temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness of enlightenment, and as well as for your own spiritual journey to be most successful from this very moment all the way up to achieving the the ultimate purpose of the spirituality in my and in Dharma practice is to achieve a state of full enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient being. So in order to do that, then that one going to make this very life, this very month, this very week, this very day, and this very session to be most beneficial, to actualize those purposes. And so refreshing the refuge and generating the Bodhicitta motivation, do that by actualizing the refuge and the merit field in your conviction, that visualize refuge and merit field is absolutely there, lively, starting from if you have a guru in the human form, then start from that guru. If not, then Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. Then rest of the numberless Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, deities, Dharma protectors, then genuine great practitioners that around the world, all their Dharmakaya nature is absolutely present right here in front of you or around you or everywhere. For your benefit. Then witnessing all the enlightened and altruistic qualities that adorn on those Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the Gurus. Without even a moment pause, benefiting effectively, skillfully, rest of the numberless sentient beings. And yourself is the first one in the first row. In the direct, very much like in communication, receiving the blessings of the spiritual inspiration, in particularly, altruistic inspiration through their living dharma, through their living enlightened example, Bodhisattva's example, Bodhisattva's way of life. Then you get inspired by that to be just like them. Then there you generate this motivation, on the basis of total inspiration, total reliance of their greatness, and you express the altruistic motivation or altruistic inspiration. So do that while I recite this some of prayers, like such as refuge in bodhicitta, four immeasurables, and then salutation to Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, salutations to lineage gurus. Sanje Chedan Zoje Jonan La Janju Badu Dani Gyazun Che Daji Cheche Gebe Sonamai Dola Benje Sanje Drubarai Sho Sanje Chedan Zoje Jonan La Janju Badu Dani Gyazun Daji Cheche Gebe Sonamai Dola Dubarai jo zan ye je dan zo je jo na la jang ju ba du da ne ja zun je da je 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 ge be so na ma je do la ben je zan ye dubarai jo semje damje dewa dan dewe ju dan demra ju je semje damje dunga dan dunga je ju dan dawa ju je semje damje dunga me be dewa dan me dawa ju je semje damje nyire ja Nidan Dave Danyola Nebra Juru Eje Semje Damje Dewa Dan Deve Judan Dembra Juje Semje Damje Dunga Dan Dunga Je Judan Dawa Juje Semje Damje Dunga Meben Dewa Dan Midawa Juj Semje Damje Nire Jada Nidan Dave Danyola Nebra Juru Je Semje Damje Dewa Dan Deve Judan Dembra Juje Semje Damje Dunga Dan Dunga Je Judan Dawa Juje Semje Damje Dunga Meben Dewa Dan Midawa Juj Semje damje nire jada nidan dawe danyo la ne bara yuru je. Tangi duze ne zo ne dawa damje bambe jire dambe je ne duen zebe go dam den la cha se lo. Tonyi ni je zondo ju be lama se je kanji den de ge chana be mo den zen ja zo la so wa dem zo da yu jin je lo. Thank you very much. Good morning, venerables, and good morning, everyone.
Just on behalf of everyone here,
Thank you.
so many welcomes. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And also extending the welcome to all to the Sangha here. So nice to have him just kind of lift the room. So yeah, thank you again for attending. So I think the topic today, Geshe, is perception, reality, and bliss. So yeah, I just
see what I have to say about the first word of the topic, perception. Then maybe the latter part, or maybe this afternoon. Then let's see what we can come out about the second word, reality. Then if these two topic goes well, then the bliss is there. So if this two topic doesn't goes well, then no bliss. Yeah, so you see, very much this the person who choose this topic either has to be someone that who understood entire 84,000 teachings of the Dharma, and maybe not just understanding, but maybe even realize them as a part, or maybe didn't understand at all of anything. But I believe the first one, and I would regard that this is a really profound topic. It very much covers the entire teachings on the true truth, and the result of the knowledge on the true truth, which is the true aspect of the path, method, and wisdom, the truth, the conventional truth, ultimate truth, and result of that knowledge is the actualizing or adopting the practice of the true aspect of the path, the method and wisdom aspect of the path, and result of engaging in the true aspect of the path, then you actualize the ultimate spiritual purpose in Mahayana Buddhist practice is to achieve the two bodies of the Buddha, the form body and the wisdom body. So as Buddhas and all the great Panditas have again and again make a statement, the true truth is to be known, and a true path to be practiced, and two bodies to be achieved or actualized. So the two bodies of the Buddha will only accomplish by completing entire stages of the path. And in order to accomplish the two stages of the path, one need to have the complete, correct wisdom or the knowledge of the entirety of the true truth, the conventional truth and ultimate truth. So that's the reason why I'm saying the person who choose this topic, is really like deep dive into the entire 84,000 teaching. And then want to squeeze the teacher, see how much it can come out. So now reception. So as someone who have interest in Buddhist teaching, whatever aspect of the yana your interest in Buddhism is very much has to do with learning about perception. When we talk about learning about perception, very much talking about learning about the mind. So Buddhist teaching is all about learning about the mind, learning the different characteristics of the mind, and the impact of those different characterized perceptions or the different mental faculties that which impact about creating different form of actions, and through those actions, bring about the potential, the consequent potential which will bring consequences of different aspect of experiences, both in mundane world as well as in our spiritual world, spiritual life. So, so learning about perception is actually the key job as a Buddhist learner. The Dharma itself, the meaning of Buddha Dharma, it is the tool of transforming our mind, transforming perception. So Buddha Dharma is the tool to transform, to fix our perception, our mind. So Buddha Dharma is very much the antidote to purify those perceptions which is not useful, rather it is harmful, to purify them and to construct beneficial perception, correct perception, valid perception, and you accumulate those beneficial perception until you become perfected in all the perceptions, beneficial perceptions. So very much like that. So whether to do with the sutric teaching or tantric teaching, in sutric teaching, very much focused on the purifications of the limitations of the perceptions, limitations of the mind, like those of the delusional perceptions, harmful perceptions, and delusional mind. Through the tools of Dharma, such as the attitude aspect, the method aspect of the Dharma, such as love, compassion, the practice of the 5 parameters. Then through the wisdom, the number 6 parameter, then you actualize, the stages of awakening in clear, valid, direct, and beneficial, attitude and wisdom, which are called as a path that develop in our system. It become realization in the Dharma. Then in relation to Tantra, then directly, not even not like the Sutri way, but it's directly antidoting to the to the purifications of the entire impure mind, entire impure perception from the very beginning. The moment you enter into the path, you actualize Tantra, you actualize mantra. So mantra or Tantra, it's called Yi Kyop. It's like protection of the perception, protection of the mind. So protection from ordinariness, or protection from impure mind, impure perception. So Yi is the mind, Kyop is protection. So the protection of the perception. So that's the where from very beginning, you exercise to totally see different, to see totally different of our own identity from ordinary to the divine deity, from ordinary environment, perceiving them as a celestial. Even though in the sutra, don't have such direct kind of application of such antidote, but ultimately is to lead to that level of practice. Like such as hate, transforming through the applications of the attitude of love, compassion, like that. So the main reason why Buddha Dharma specifically pay attention or mainly pay attention about fixing perception, fixing the mind, because the perception and the mind is the creator of our world, creator of our experience, creator of everything. Our perception is the one that creates what kind of experiences that you're going to experience. Perception is the initiator, what kind of world that you want to live in. So happiness, suffering, good and bad, very much dependent on the quality of your perception. Whether it's to do with the temporal level or in continuum, long future level, what kind of life that you want to live in, ultimately is not dependent externally. Is very much totality dependent on the mind, dependent on the perception. So therefore, when your perception is designed beneficial to the life, and then you're able to enjoy the life. You're able to feel, you're able to see the meaning in life. When our perception is not construct the right perception to apprehend the existent, including of the life, then either you live your life blank, meaningless, meaningless in any aspect, or you live a life miserable. So our perception, our mind, is the creator of our own hell and creator of our own liberation, the bliss. We're going to talk in the last subject. So even to understand the reality, the subject that we're going to discuss next, and the bliss, the state of bliss, is very much dependent on the quality of perception. In our day-to-day life, like today, whether you want to feel the day is meaningful, the day is beautiful, is very much dependent on your perception, the quality of your perception. Otherwise, if your perception is not designed that way, designed, having the quality to see meaning, see quality in today's, even the daylight, beautiful sunny day. You won't even realize there's a sunny day. You may feel still life is very gloomy. Life is quite clouded. Yeah. I think in Perth, usually you hardly see clouded days, but during this period, once a while you see that. Whatever physical or external situation that you may be in, even like physically unwell, externally, such as weather may be no good, but as long as that you have a right, correct, beneficial perception is constructed in your thinking, then you perceive that day and that very moment of your existence is very much meaningful, very much beautiful, So like that. Mm-hmm. So like this noise, how we want to relate to this noise is very much depend on our perception. For some of us, wow, so wonderful to hear, this innocent little children's activities that are happening, outside. You kind of feel lively, you appreciate. And some more if you know the mantra that he or she chanted, is Om Mani Padme Hum. It's wow, your heart filled with, your perception filled with rejoicing. Your mind will be filled with rejoicing, and your perception relate to that activity, relate to that phenomena that is happening, is so wonderful. But then for some people, this is disturbing, noisy, and you don't feel good. And that shows that it's very much, what kind of world outside there is not dependent on the world outside there. It's very much dependent on your perception. I mean, there are many examples, isn't it? Like in this Gomba, for some individuals, you perceive as a celestial temple of the Buddhas. For some individuals, this is just ordinary house. For some individual, have a lot of complaint. But then the object is the same. But then the experiences to individual is different. And that differences comes from the mindset, the different setting of your perception. Even, like flowers, let's say like this flower. Everybody see, everybody relate to this flower, differently. For some people, this is like my favorite flower. For some people, it's beautiful, but not so beautiful. Some people have a lot of complaint. This is not the right color. This is not the right amount. And for some people, this leaf is just an ordinary leaf. For some people, oh, this is a Buddha leaf. It directly relate to do with Buddha, to do with bodhicitta, to do with enlightenment. And you feel, wow, your heart filled with positivity, just relating to that. So all this is because of the way how you construct your perception. Then that perception, very much bring about what kind of experiences to the world that out there. Yeah, so happiness and the suffering. If we have a perception, correct perception towards even obstacles and the suffering, we experience meaning, we experience bliss, we experience purposeful. If we don't have a correct beneficial perception, that even in the happiness, we suffer. Even in the convenience, we feel inconvenient. Even in the abundantness, we feel poverty. Even in the relationship, you feel lonely. Even in the friendship, you feel doubt. You see? But if you have a correct and beneficial perception, you see goodness in everything, all experiences. So therefore, Buddha taught the Dharma, the method aspect of the Dharma, and wisdom aspect of the Dharma. So in relation to method aspect of the Dharma, like all this Dharma information, Dharma teachings, is to shape our perception, correct our attitude, the perceptional attitude and perceptional view. So we, like ordinary person like me, I have a lot of wrong views, mistaken views, harmful views. I also have full of mistaken attitudes, wrong attitudes, harmful attitudes. But so due to that, my heart is, empty of bliss. My heart is empty of
right thinkings, empty of right views, which is, when you have right views, it's very fulfilling. Your heart is empty because of your heart is filled with all these, wrong attitudes and wrong views. So, such as like, there are individuals who have a wrong view about about the natural law of karma. There are many individuals who do not believe in the natural, the causality. From the Buddhist teaching point of view, that regarded as a wrong view, and that carry a lot of limitations. And if you have a correct view of causality, you have a lot of benefits out of it, immense of benefit out of it. You see, so if we have a wrong perception about the natural aspect of existence, which is the causality, cause and effect, then we will not obey the laws. We will not obey or have a respect that, behaving like certain behavior that which is helpful, believe that there's no reasons or no benefits to behave that way, to act that way. And certain negative behaviors or negative thinkings, negative speaking, negative physical actions, which is on the basis of the natural law of causality, it is harmful. It's harmful directly or indirectly to you and to the environment and to the others. So when we don't have the correct view about that, we will not respect that. We will just do whatever we like. You see, so based on Buddhist understanding, and even in the real world that we can experience, obviously that when we do right thing, that has the consequences of beneficial consequences. If we do wrong thing, negative, harmful actions, it has the negative consequences. You see, so then there are wrong perception in relation to the view. Let's say, from the point of view of Buddhist teaching, then asserting there's existence of object of refuge, like such as Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. And if you have a correct view about asserting and respecting the and validating the existence of the object of refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, there's an immense of benefits that you can enjoy, like such as learning and following this great beneficial teachings, like wisdoms and methods that Buddha have shared. But if you don't have respect to Buddha, someone as a figure like a refuge, object of refuge, we will not have that the genuine sense of reliance to the Buddha, isn't it? And similar goes to the Dharma. if we take refuge in the Dharma, if we have the view that Dharma is the refuge, not only that, it's the main refuge, the direct refuge, we will very much discipline our three doors, and accordingly with, under the rules, under the guidance of the Dharma. And if we follow that, there's immense of benefit that we can enjoy. Like Dharma teaches us to, minimum, if possible, offer benefits. If not, at least do not cause harm. Refrain from causing harm. Minimum. Just following that instruction or that teaching, respecting that teaching as your refuge, your guide, it really brings immense of protection to our action of body, speech, and mind. And that will really create such a beneficial, environment within your mindset, within your own, perceptional world, within and without, among the families, friends, and the society, and to the entire world. From one person's correct perception in the view, even just like that. Like those of others, who have a genuine sense of right view about asserting God as their creator, they enjoy immense of benefit. They genuinely understand the quality and value of the God. Then they take refuge in them, and they really genuinely obey according with their teaching. It brings immense of benefit to the world. But then, if they didn't obey, if they didn't understand the correct view and correct attitude of the teaching, then create a lot of inconvenience. So that similar goes to like a sangha. If we take sanghas as a refuge, then we stay close to them. And by staying close to them, because they have a lot of vows, that bring influence of a lot of discipline, around our life. And that discipline very much based on non-violence, based on peace, which is so beneficial. Every aspect of actions of body, speech, and mind, in accordance with the vows of the Vinaya, is all about harmonizing the inner outer existence in peace, and have a sense of renunciation towards all the misdeeds, all the harmful environments within and without. That's why we call rapchung. The person that who practice the vows of renunciation. What you renounce is, renounce those harmful actions of body, speech, and mind, and you enter into the world of observing, positivities through your body, speech, and mind, and which is so beneficial, to the peacefulness of the environment of the world where you live. You see, so if we have the view of reliance to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and there's so much benefits that we can enjoy. And if we don't have this correct view, if we have an aversion to this view, if we have a misunderstanding or misperceive or wrongly perceive the representations of the refuge, object of refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and there's a lot of limitations we have to, it comes in our way. Not just limitations of losing, of those great benefit that we can enjoy, but not only that, there's a lot of actions, negative actions one may create, in relation to Buddha, in relation to Dharma, in relation to Sangha, so therefore, when we talk about transforming perception or constructing right perception, even in relation to that, we can understand something like this, Then, in relation to even more deeper level of what means by wrong perception, the view in relation to, wrong perceptional view. I think more elaborate, I think we can discuss tomorrow about this. You can dive into the different, the philosophical assertions. Even within the non-believers and non-Buddhists, and within even the Buddhist intellectuals and philosophers, there are layers of limitations that carry in the views, which bring the impact of not only karmically harmful, but also in our day-to-day or ordinary day-to-day life, they bring the limitation in fulfilling our aspirations. So therefore, even in Buddhist philosophical school, there are like 4 schools. If you have the ultimate, the correct view of the reality, the conventional reality and the ultimate reality, there's a great advantage that you can enjoy. The temporal, benefits and the ultimate benefits, including of freedom from, including freedom from ignorance. And that's the way that will lead to, enjoy the blissful state of nirvana. But until we achieve, that much level of perfection in the correct view, there's no possibility to achieve the great, the high standard level of liberation. Even liberation, there are so many stages of liberation. Some liberations are limited one, some liberations are perfected one. And all this is very much a result of the quality of our perception. Now, similar goes to the character of individual. The preciousness of individual, very much shaped by the attitude, the perception in relation to attitude. So if you have the perception, your heart, your perceptional heart is filled with altruistic perception about others, about your life, about the world. The preciousness of who you become is great, isn't it? You become bodhisattva. just simply because of the shaping of your perception. You see, contrast to that, if you have perceptions of violence, perceptions of not only harming others, also harm yourself, you become opposite. You know, and you know, there are many individuals, you know, whose perception about their life is miserable. Everything is no good. There are many individuals and go into a deep sense of depression because of only perceiving limitations about their life, Many, isn't it? They see no worth of living. They see no worth of their physical appearance, no worth of the environment, the family, the education, the society. You know, they just feel no good of everything. And that is because of the limitation of the correct perception about your life. Mm. You know, there are many individuals who, you know, who believe their life is meaningless, worthless to the society, to themselves. So, even in the spiritual practitioners, in a certain individual, they feel they have no conducive environment to practice. You know, they have this wrong perception of maybe I'm too old to practice, or I'm not in the near cave, that's why I cannot practice. I'm not near with my guru, that's why I cannot. You know, I have a limit. You know, I have a limitation in my practice. I only receive some teaching. I didn't manage to receive all sort of teaching. So therefore, I may be in the category of not good practitioner, not good learner. Someone has this guru, I don't have this guru. So therefore, my environment of spiritual practice is so low. You know, some individual even think like that. Or I may not achieve my spiritual goal because of I'm not Rinpoche, I'm not Geshe, or I'm not Sangha, you know, or I have not met the Dharma 30 years back, I just met the Dharma. All these are wrong perception, misperception. This need to, you know, reconstruct this such perception. You see. So then, when we perceive not only about ourselves, when we perceive others, you know, we sometimes we even choose to perceive limitations only in others. Choose, you know, you purposely choose. And sometimes we don't really construct our perception to how we should perceive about the situation or others. We just simply become so spontaneous. You know, we very much live on so spontaneous. You know, whatever you see, you believe in it. Whatever you hear, you believe in it. You don't investigate, or you don't you construct a correct motivation to view that particular situation, that particular you know, things that occurring. very much, in instant, what you see, you believe. You believe it as if it is the final reality. And because of that, most of the time we see mistaken phenomena, harmful experiences, limited encounterance in relation to what we are aspiring for. The reason is our perceptions are well habituated by many layers of negative perception. Even within this very lifetime, from the time we are born up to now, majority of our perceptions are habitual with, mistaken information. If you go even beyond that, then very much our perceptions are well habituated with dualistic perception, inherent perception, which is invalid. But we perceive that way, and we kind of settle in that. We believe in that. You see, in reality, what we see ultimately does not exist the way how we first perceive it. Until we become Arya being, until we realize emptiness directly, whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we experience, it does not exist the way it is. Actual reality does not exist the way how we first persons perceiving. The real reality is beyond what we hear, what we see, what we think, and what we experience. So that's why in Buddhist philosophical assertion, say all the ordinary beings' perceptions are false perception. All the ordinary beings' perceptions are false perception. Because our perceptions, without the help of designing through motivation or analytical wisdom, then the first interaction through our senses, through our perception, whether do with the mental perception or sensual perception, when we relate to the object, is actually perceived dualistically. It perceived mistakenly. It perceives something is not real out there. You see, okay, this one is even how to say, is more deeper level. We can discuss. We have to go into the discussions of emptiness. But before going there, just ordinary day-to-day life, like desire, attachment desire. Whenever attachment desire is expressed, you have 100% belief and trust and follow exactly the demand of desire, isn't it? But in actual reality, the attitude of desire is completely false perception, false mind. You see, when the desire perception is expressed to its object, there are three mistakes occurs. The desire, in desire perception bring into a grasping to the object as an attachment is very much established on the basis of three faults. The first fault is impure as pure. You know, the whatever object that you desire, by nature is impure. Let's say you desire a physical body of someone. By nature is impure. Contaminated aggregates, isn't it? I don't think anyone expressed desire to enlighten body. Then maybe, even though from your side is a desire, but when that desirous perception communicated with the object, by the power of the object, it turned into inspiration, not a desire. Let's say Tara. You put a Tara image and one ordinary lady image next to it, like the dress exactly like the Tara. If you express the similar, first of all, I think individually weren't able to, weren't able to generate the negative aspect of this perception, the desirous attachment in relation to enlightened body like a Tara. Even you express it, but there's no valid object. You see? And because of there's no valid object, which has to be contaminated object, the impure object, in order to qualify to be the delusional desirous attachment. When this mental factor relate to its object, from the interdependent condition from the object side, it has to be, it need to have the characteristic of impure object. You see, because the characteristic of attachment is attached to an object by nature is impure, but you perceive as a pure. Therefore, you attach. Even though the expectation out of that desire is happiness, because you desire something is for happiness, isn't it? So you desire something for happiness, but in actual reality is suffering. You know, when you express a desire to anything, not just physical body, anything, the desirous attachment, you express it, your objective is to receive benefit. Could be pleasure, it could be happiness, but in actual reality, actually it brings suffering. You see? So now, also then, the third one is the object is selfless, but you perceive as an inherent self, true self. You see, true self. Like definitely out there from his own side. Therefore you attach to be obtained. But in actual reality, there's nothing to obtain. Isn't it? So that's why I give an example of Hara and there's one another ordinary lady, or Manjushri and one ordinary guy, to be fair. Okay, all the guys look at here. Oh, where's the Tara? All the guys look at this side. All the girls look at this side. So when you express, even though from your side as an ordinary person, when you express attachment to Tara, that attachment won't be quality attachment. It will be fail at the end because there's no valid object to be attached, because the object side, there's no object that which is contaminated. It's a wisdom body, isn't it? Tara's body is a wisdom body. This is not contaminated. Then by expressing attachment, longing to Tara, you're definitely going to achieve happiness. Not only ordinary happiness, blissful one. So I'm going to give up my last topic. I insert, this blissful. So, you see, so then, even though, you see, so then you see, the third one, Tara out there definitely exists in the wisdom body. The wisdom body by nature itself is a lack of true existence. Because of being wisdom body, there's no substantial phenomena that you can grasp onto it, that grab onto it, saying that this is Tara. It's just simply the manifestation of wisdom, you see. But when it comes to the ordinary one, then is the base is very much creation of contaminated substance, such as like a human body, there's a three factor that bring about the human body. The first one is the past, karma. Being born as a ordinary human body, definitely there's an element of the karmic imprint. Even it can be a virtue, but it is not a it's a contaminated karma, called sakcheki, or contaminated karma, you see. And that carry within the continuum of the consciousness, that serve as a potential to actualize, human mental aggregates. As far as concerned with the physical aggregates, is the impure substance, the fluid from father, mother. You see, so from the object side, you see. So again, here, not to misunderstand, here not kind of condemning, our human, there's a purpose why saying this, not saying, oh, we are so filthy, There's a purpose, to purpose is to prove wrong to the attachment grasping. The purpose is to purify the attachment grasping. Like to see the limitations of our physical aggregates and samsaric existence as a false, in order to gain renunciation. Similar way, there's also a perception that we have to see only goodness in this human body, only goodness about this samsara. There's a purpose, you see. So here I'm talking about, in order to overcome the attachment grasping. So that's why there's there's only impure basis out there. So that's the first mistake of attachment. There's no way that you can achieve something goodness by attaching to it. It's almost like you're extracting a poison. you believe it to be like a nectar, but actually it's a poison, and you consume it, you get harm, isn't it? So it's very much like that. Then the secondly is there's not even a one single evidence by striving the goal of attachment and you have achieved everlasting happiness. There's no single example. You may feel some kind of like a sensual kind of bliss or sensual happiness or some sense of sensual satisfaction, so temporal. But the inconvenience bring out of that is tremendous. Tremendous, you know. You see, even in the very smart human world, the humans are regarded so smart. You know, when the human engage in a relationship, you know, they have this like colorful vision, fantasy. Everything going to be perfect from now on. You know, like I can die for you, you can die for me. You know, and kind of like ever happy afterwards now. Then it's like kind of like as if what you vision is like everlasting happiness. But actually, the moment you do that, maybe longest is few months or few years. Okay, maybe give very long, maybe 3 years. Even someone who is conducting 3-year great retreat, someone in relationship will get into trouble. There's no question about those who don't go into a strict retreat of marriage retreat. Unbelievable, unbelievable. You know, I mean, many of you will agree with me, isn't it? It's not easy, isn't it? Not easy to cultivate relationship. And there's so much inconvenience. It's almost like very much like opposite than what you expected before. I'm not saying to everybody, there may be a lot of bodhisattva husband and wives, like a Mother Tara and Manjushri kind of like relationships. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ordinary, you know, in the world you see. One of the most stressful, because I do a lot of consultation, you know, throughout maybe 20 over years now, especially when I was in Malaysia as a 5 years as a resident teacher. One of the main, my job is consultation, and every day about, I don't know, 15, 20 people I see, you know, for a few years. And there's so many different background of families, you know. Some are perfect, you know, outwardly looks everything perfect, but it's so miserable. Everybody carry the same story, whether you're coming from a poor family, rich family, this family, that family, new family, old family, whatever. The main issue is all not even financial issue, it's about relationship issue. And all the complaint is that I never expected like that. I expected like that, but it just happened completely opposite. You know, it's like it's almost like you're listening the same narrative again from the, you know, the different person, same thing, as if like script, reading the same thing. You see, so yeah, so you see, and that is the conventional, universal conventional flows that, you know, we carry, and not just about attachment. Is to do with any delusion is like that. You see, any delusion built very much based on these three faults. You see, so yeah, so but if you able to construct the motivation, then be mindful of your action to be accordingly with your motivation, even in relation to the object that you attach. then you're able to change. You're able to change. There are practices like taking attachment onto the path. Yeah, taking attachment onto the path, taking suffering onto the path. There are many techniques, yes, but we have to, construct properly our perception. If we don't do that, if we just follow the lead of, spontaneous perception, spontaneous, the voice of our mind, as an ordinary being like me, very much everything will get into trouble. You see, so Buddha Dharma is very much to protect from those troubles. You see, Buddha Dharma, the benefit of Buddha Dharma is to protect from all these troubles. And the protection is so beneficial, even while living in the mud, you're able to, sprout a lotus like that, Even while living in the samsara, you're able to gain the greatest benefit to get out of samsara. You see, including such as cultivation of great compassion, wisdom of emptiness. Samsara is the best place. Samsara is so obvious that you must generate compassion. I mean, in the realm of Buddha, I don't think easy to generate compassion, because compassion is, you see the limitations of suffering, then you generate compassion, isn't it? In the world of Buddha, where goes suffering? In the Pure Land, where goes suffering? So that's why those who achieve nirvana peace, very difficult to generate great compassion. That's why from very beginning, don't go there. Rather live in samsara and try to be mindful to practice. And here you're able to really take off to enlightenment. So you see, so like that. Yeah, so there's an amazing practice of a Tonglen, taking and giving, amazing, this unbelievable, marvelous practice of six perfection, the practice of generosity, concentration, wisdom, whatever, patience. All this we can practice in samsara. There's no way you can practice that in Buddha's world. I think in Amitabha Pure Land, I don't think there's an environment that you can practice patience. I don't think no one disturb you up there. And I don't think you need to be mindful to practice Dharma, because it's always, Amitabha is always with you. All the Bodhisattvas like your attendant going around, and you don't have to be mindful to practice Dharma. You don't have to be diligent. Everything will be so spontaneous up there, isn't it? But in samsara, you really, you're really able to develop those qualities, because the platform is is right there, designed to get into the practice, get into the training, and like that. So, so then the third one, I think I already said, even though by ultimate nature substantially is not existent by its own side, of that attached object, but conventionally it does. Conventionally is byproduct of these three limitations, as I mentioned before, the karma and the true substance, like that. So that can relate similar to the Majeshri and the handsome guy. You see, so. So now, the perception here, what Buddha Dharma taught is, to the object of attachment, you develop the perception of detachment. Yeah, object of attachment, now you develop the right perception, beneficial perception. You see, you adopt the Dharma wisdom, Dharma attitude. Now you relate to the object attachment as with the perception of detachment, mind of detachment. When you do that, then all your objective in relation to the object of your attachment will be fulfilled. Like the expectation is like so wonderful, so really wonderful will comes in your way if you detach to the object of your attachment. You check it out. Those of you who have a partner, you check it out. You detach, your love will come in your way. If you pursue the attachment, it will go further and further away. It's so obvious. In samsara, anything you want, in samsara, anything we want, if we are not careful, if we didn't, carefully constructed our perception, everything is attachment, including pursuing enlightenment could be attachment. Including, guru devotion can be attachment. You see, you as if like you have so much devotion to guru, but actually it happened to be attachment. The reason is when guru don't communicate with you, you get upset. That's the proof. When the guru didn't deliver what you want, you get upset, you get offended. That's the proof that your devotion is not an actual path of the Dharma, it's an attachment. That's the proof. You see, pursue enlightenment, you start to follow Buddha's teaching, you start to do retreat, you start to practice. When defaults comes in your way, when obstacle comes in your way to do with health, to do with finance or whatever, you say, oh, I've been practicing Dharma. I've been following according to Buddha's teaching. Why I'm sick? Why I have this problem? Oh, in Dharma, no use. Many people give up Dharma. So that aspiration is invalid aspiration. It didn't become aspiration to Dharma, devotion to Dharma. In fact, it's attachment. You have a worldly concern, worldly expectation to the Dharma. When your worldly crisis befall, you lose the faith. Many like that. There are individuals I witnessed in my own life. House, one room filled with holy object. They have a relation to, they have a connection to all the holinesses, all the great masters from all the tradition. Business is booming. Husband is behaving quite well. Children's education going well. They say, oh, Buddha is so good. I need more statue to fill up. Oh, the well is so good. I need more well vase to starve in the well cabinet. Oh, I think I need to connect more gurus. When business start to collapse, when the husband start to misbehave, or maybe the wife start to misbehave, or the children start to show the true color of teenage, puberty or whatever, oh dear, guru is not working. Buddha also not working. Well vase also not working. Literally throw everything out. Even change the faith. At least change the faith, Didn't give up entire faith. I witnessed in my own life like that. Because the motivation is a worldly concern only. You see Buddha as it's like a worldly object. You see, it's attachment. It's to do with attachment. Everything to do with attachment to wealth, attachment to blessing, attachment to whatever. All the worldly concerns. You see, it's a mistake. So you see, it can go wrong if we are not careful. Properly constructing our perception can go wrong. And there are individual. This particular individual that I'm always, giving as example, someone who practiced 40 over years of Dharma, 40 over years, so intensely, done many retreats, took many initiations. One day, all this obstacle came, give up everything. You see, so there will be many out there, who go through like that. You see, so You see, so that's why when, in the Lamrim, when talk about the quality of student, Ayadeva talk about three qualities. First one is the non-partisan. You see, there may be many explanations. What I understand non-partisan meaning is you have a clear purpose of your engagement into your spirituality. Your purpose is fully, solely for the liberation, for the enlightenment. Nothing to do with the worldly concern, because anything to do with the worldly concern, it becomes attachment. Whatever liking that you have is part of the attachment. And the result of that is definitely going to fall. You see? So, you see, so like that. In a very, very simple way, you see. Okay, I think need to stop, isn't it? Actually, what time is the 12 is the break? Are you okay? Okay? Okay. Then let me blah, blah some. Then after lunch, then we have more question and answer, hopefully. So we have this, you see, perception of object of attachment is to be attached. Object of aversion is always to be aversion. Object of ignorance is always to be ignored. You see, and we very much numb in that idea. We are kind of settled, our relationship in that kind of belief. You see, of course, when we practice Dharma wisdom will wake you up, introducing the wisdom of impermanent, introducing the wisdom that which see the faults in those graspings. But otherwise, in our normal state of mind, normal state of perception is like that. You see, we have this permanent grasping, permanent grasping. The attachment is very much, not only attachment, all the delusions, one of the heaviest negative influence is permanent grasping. Even though from the philosophical point of view, we use, more kind of like a secret word, such as inherent existence, grasping inherent existence, dualist existence. But the main characteristic of inherent existence, dualist existence, true existence, actually is the permanent grasping. The permanent grasping is the key base, the key, the key factor where the inherent grasping are developed, or where the inherent graspings, manifest. You see, dualistic, appearances, graspings express. Permanent grasping is the key thing. You see. So because of the permanent grasping, then so then we only experience disappointment very much in all our pursuit in life. And that may even happen with our spiritual pursuit because of permanent grasping. We never, in the perception of permanent grasping, the family members, the loved one, will never separate once we come together as a loved one, as a family, that something will never separate. But the reality, the coming together itself is the proof to be separated. Coming together, you see, coming together itself is the starting or is the proof that definitely going to separate. We have this sense of like, accept with the Dharma wisdom. Otherwise, we have this sense of permanent grasping of life, isn't it? Is proven in each and every one of us that we have planned for tomorrow. That is already a proof that we are permanent grasping. We may deny saying that, no, we roughly plan, we have to plan, maybe someone may be out there, but the actual reality relies in the nature of impermanent. We can plan, but the wisdom way is that we plan if we live up to tomorrow, isn't it? But we will never put that if. We will definitely. We have all the manuals for tomorrow. So then if you take this mistaken view, more extended way, then it relates to the life and death. Once we are born, we have this permanent grasping of ever living. And the proof is that that we already have a plan for tomorrow means that is the proof that we are permanent grasping of ever living. Because when we arrive tomorrow, we will have a similar kind of idea for the other day. Even on the last breath from this life, we will still have the same hope for tomorrow. We'll still have it still as a living, isn't it? So, but the thing is, being born itself is the proof that we'll definitely die, isn't it? So, there's a sense of like fear of losing life. But when we have this genuine sense of understanding the reality of impermanent in relation to life and death, there's nothing to fear. You see, it's a natural process. We don't fear to go to bed, isn't it? Then we don't fear to wake up tomorrow morning because we regard that as like kind of natural. Similarly, is based on the reality as well as the Buddhist wisdom is that the continuum never dies. Continuum of the life never dies. You see, so continuum of this person never dies. This human manifestation will die. The human manifestation is there's no solid out there. It's just simply merely labeled human being. And that tag will be kind of like cease. But that is not death of your existence, isn't it? You never dies. Your human manifestation dies. So people who have so much fear about death is more about you're completely losing yourself, completely kind of like that's the full stop. So actually it's not, then particularly if we learn about the karma, whatever, very much you can design your future life, isn't it? You can design your future life, isn't it? It is in your hand what kind of future life you want to experience. You see, so in Buddha's teaching, if you accumulate, genuine sense of pure virtue, wholesome actions, that will result very much whichever good realm you want to be born, whatever kind of body you want to be born. So there's a list of preparation that we can do. Actually, practicing of the Dharma is very much preparing for our next rebirth, isn't it? So you want to be more beautiful in next life, then observe more precepts. Buddha already taught. If you want to, the beauty attractiveness, liking, is a result of pure morality, pure discipline. You see, even in relation to the 6 paramita or the precept of the 3 kind of precepts, individual religion precept is starting from refuge, 5 lay vows, everybody can practice. Can practice. Yeah, no need to be Sangha, everybody can practice, you see. Then there are more than that, Sangha precept, Bodhisattva precepts, Tantric precepts. There are many other samayas, you see. So more the precept you practice, you have more attractive rebirth. The immediate benefit from that very on, you become more attractive than before. It's an immediate benefit. But if your concern is about future life, you want to be more beautiful than this life, then practice precepts, practice morality. And of course, you want to be much more abundance in future life, isn't it? Practice generosity is right there. You see? Then what? What do you want? What do we want? What do we want in our next life? Yeah, like that. Then there are many other practices, like even offering flowers to the Buddha. Offering flowers to the Buddha, will result. There are many, many benefits, 10 over kind of benefits, lay out in the sutra. 8 benefits, 10 benefits, different sutras. There are immense of benefits, like such as 8 offerings. Like an example, flower offering, which culturally, we do flower, not just to the Buddha, but flower offering to people. You greet with flowers, which is especially in the Western culture is so common. You see, so the more the flower offering practice you do, that also bring glow to your appearances, and also help to have the rebirth, have a lot of positivity in your mind, like that. You see, then like incense, we do incense offerings. Not necessarily have to do the traditional way, but whatever beautiful aroma. Especially those incense that which carry the component of purification, like juniper, like lavender, like a saffron. Then there are many other medicinal herbs. You burn them, as an incense offering. Then that also similar, like I mentioned before. It purifies in all the mistaken samayas, precepts, vows, and it helps to accumulate meritorious karma to uphold many precepts, and also bring attractiveness. Even conventionally may look not so how to say, this what fashion kind of defined as attractive, but you are still so attractive to everybody. Whenever people, whenever you are near to people, people feel happy, people feel, liking, genuine, virtually liking, such as like that, you see. So, yeah, so, okay, so my point is perception. So we have to, you see, from the Dharma wisdom, we need to change the perception about our life, the nature of our life, from a permanent to an impermanent nature of our life. You see, so momentarily changes. And the reality is literally momentarily changes to do with physical health, the mind, the environment, the relationship. So any changes comes in our way, we feel this is natural, this is nature. You don't get shocked, you don't get offended. In a bigger level, even in the relationship, this is nature, this is nature, this is the real thing. Everlasting is the false. Permanent is the false. The changes is the real thing. So you don't feel offended, you feel happy. You move on. you move on. And that's the good practitioner. You see, there are so many people suffer so much, they cannot move on. So many people, they destroy the rest of their life because of they don't move on because of their ignorant or permanent grasping. There are certain people, the mug they've been using for some time, suddenly someone broke them. The rest of their life, they live with that broken mug. Isn't it? It's like the ignorance is so thick. And the hijacking of your life by negative emotion, like ignorance, is like so drastic. So drastic. And then somehow we claim we are smart human being. I think we are the most foolish human being. I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about myself, okay? Please don't be offended. You see? And some more, like, some more as a Dharma practitioner, I mean, Buddha is our guru. And Buddha's this unbelievable wisdom that no other teacher have revealed. And you follow that teaching. And you have unbelievable living Bodhisattva like guru. But when it comes to the mindset, it's like so ignorant. It's like a deep stuck in the darkness, that very, very kind of like a stubborn, like mud of ignorant like that, fixed, ruin our life, ruin our opportunity to, to get freedom from the samsara. Isn't it? If we don't think carefully, it's like that. You see? And even just for temporary level, like every day you remember about that broken mark. And again, the worst part is any delusional mind, delusional perception has its natural quality of exaggerating, adding the false ideas, false reasonings. This is a natural quality of any delusional mind, like that, ignorance or attachment, aversion, like that. You see, if you don't take a very strong, drastic standpoint by the wisdom of Dharma, ignorance not going to give up on you easily. Attachment, grasping won't give up on you easily. They are more persistent, more hardworking than your wisdom. Much more, numberless time hardworking. And they've been working hard from beginningless lifetime. And they will work hard, want to make sure you become the slave for rest of existence until there's no samsara end. Even though samsara end, but we'll make sure you have no samsara end. Or be the last one to be liberated, last one, It's so serious, you see? So for temporal level, our life day to day become miserable. Miserable, When you eat, you remember that broken cup. And you see, just right there, right there, the taste, the delicious taste. I don't know what food today, whatever food, like that, delicious taste, reduce its taste, and the worst part may even feel awful, even though it's so delicious one, deliciously prepared, but because of your perception, like really so powerful that you feel like vomiting. It happens, isn't it? In our day-to-day life, you think about it, certain situation, you feel like vomiting. You feel like, why like that? It's simply because of our ignorance. We are not following Buddha's teaching, or we are not following correct thinking, correct wisdom. You see? It's just like beautiful, here, like Perth, beautiful places. You feel miserable because of the one corner of the mind is, the broken muck. It's just like kind of once in a while, like pushing you like that. You see? Then you like have a beautiful family gathering. Again, that broken mark kind of like ruin everything. Now you want to do some sadhana practice, or your sadhana practice, or the later, the broken pieces of the mark will appear. Then until your sleep also, like kind of like, you really can't sleep. And you will dream about the broken cup. And you wake up with nightmare. Had a nightmare. You wake up, you see? And the next day would be worse. The broken cup will appear worse, more, because more habituated. So it's like if we really don't take a very drastic standpoint according with the Dharma wisdom and attitude, the delusions, they will not give up on you easily. You see? So how to enjoy life, isn't it? So, like that. Especially, this permanent grasping to do with our health. When something goes wrong with our health, we should accept as a reality, and also accept the reality of karmic law, cause and effect. Then quickly, without delaying, you start to create conditions to change the situation. When we talk about karma, definite karma, indefinite karma, if it's a definite karma, the taking immediate actions of like seeing doctor, changing some good lifestyle, mentally like some sense of acceptance, you see. And you start to perform some virtues, not just medical treatment. Medical treatment will help certain mental or physical inconvenience, but then karmic seed also need to purify. And the karmic, the habitual imprint also need to purify. For that, you need the Dharma wisdom. So apply the Dharma wisdom, like such as wisdom of impermanence, wisdom of emptiness, wisdom of Tonglen practice, etc. At the same time, go and see the doctor, take medicine. So even it's a definite karma, you're supposed to die yesterday, you are still living today. Or supposed to experience suffering in the hell realm, just because of this bearable suffering will purify the karma to even be born in the hell realm. You see, in the teaching, talk about even just having a toothache is so meaningful if you know how to think according with the Dharma. It will help to purify even a definite karma, which in fact supposed to experience eons of time in the hell realm, Vajra hell realm, just with this toothache, because of engaging in Tonglen practice concerning the well-being of numberless sentient beings. You experience it because it's definite karma, but you purify it like what said in the Vinaya Sutra. There's no negative karma that cannot be purified by the applications of the four opponent power. So when you apply the four opponent power, in particularly the antidote as like a bodhicitta or emptiness, it's just a minor suffering can able to purify huge, great amount of consequences. If it is a not definite karma, right there you become free of the sickness. You can enjoy another long time of your life. But death is the definite karmic result. You have to die, but we'll die timely. We won't die untimely death. And untimely death is miserable. Karmically, it's regarded negative, miserable, shouldn't die. The timely death is virtuous. It is a natural, you see. So because of that, that's why in Buddhism, object like what you call the special assistant to die, in assist to euthanasia, like that. The from the spiritual point of view, the karmic point of view, the natural death still serve many great benefits. One of the great benefit is for the purification of the past karmas by completing the suffering of the process to the death. It helps, especially if you are Dharma practitioner, by utilizing the Dharma wisdom, Dharma practices. It's like one of the greatest opportunity to those inconvenience to take as an antidote to purify heavy karmas like that. You see, then by someone cutting that opportunity, even someone the dying person is not a practitioner, then it will impact. It understood as it will impact its future life. There are so many living beings, so many, even a human being. Some they die in the womb. Some they just born, they die. Some they live, they're healthy, completely healthy, but then just a small kid, they pass away like that. There are many such rebirths are they reborn as a human being just to complete the previous lives, incomplete the amount of the living portion. And that is miserable, isn't it? That is miserable for the family, miserable for even for that person, because of the past karma, and it has to go through like that, isn't it? So anyway, yes, now it's 12 o'clock. Okay, then I think we better stop. Yeah, so then what time is the later session?
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Right.
Okay, 1 p.m. Okay, thank you. See you at 1 p.m. Thank you. Sanje dojo ne dowa chi gyama le ba de sala go bara sho rimbo che ma je banam je jo ji je wa nya ba me gone gondo pe wara sho. Thank you very much. See you.